Hi guys, and welcome back to another video of Gaming with the Powers. I'm Jake, and today we're going to continue looking at the Marvel United Multiverse Kickstarter campaign updates. So today we're going to be looking at update 21 through 25. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump right into it here. Update number 21, Decipher This. We have been successful in hitting the 810k mark, unlocking Crossbones. Our next stretch goal, 840k, is Cypher. My man Cypher. I say my man, but he's not really my man. I know he's part of the New Mutants. Let's see what we know about... Man, I actually don't remember a whole lot about Cypher now that I think about it. I apologize, Mr. Porter, that I do not know so much about your favorite character. Or one of your favorite characters, possibly. Let's see, Doug Ramsey befriended Kitty Pryde as a teenager and later became a friend of the New Mutants. He was unaware that he and them were mutants until Warlock arrived on Earth, needing help communicating with the alien. The New Mutants revealed their identities to Ramsey. He succeeded in communicating with Warlock and both joined the New Mutants. Ramsey was codenamed Cypher because of his ability to decipher languages. Alright, he's got a cool little sword. Okay, Cypher is a master linguist. Deciphering any language, his gifted intelligence may not seem immediately useful in the battlefield, but it may prove invaluable, giving free heroic tokens to a hero in his location. His constant omni-translation ability heroes in his location to freely exchange action tokens. They can even exchange action tokens with the pool, getting the kinds of tokens they really need for the tasks at hand. That's pretty cool, freely swap tokens. Finally, his bonding with Warlock gives him techno-organic feeding abilities, enabling him to clear out crisis tokens around him. Are they talking like Warlock, like Adam Warlock? Or is there like a... Man, I can't think. My brain is... There's like an X-Men Warlock. I can't remember off the top of my head. There is his 3D rendered game piece right there. That's an awesome game piece. That's an awesome model right there with this little sword. Kind of, in a way, kind of looks like a cyberpunk Link, almost, if you kind of look at it. Alright guys, so this is update number 21. Decipher This, looking at unlocking Cypher. Okay guys, looking at update number 22, Son of the Wolverine. So we are successful in hitting the 840k mark, unlocking Cypher. Our next stretch goal at 880k is Daken, the son of Wolverine, with the Japanese wife made with the... Yeah. I know a little bit about Daken, just from the comics, I believe. I think I remember him, but yeah, it was Wolverine, was the pregnant Japanese wife, yup, and then Bucky Barnes was sent to kill him, and then he actually survived because of his healing abilities, which is funny because, like, it's the multiverse, so I think I showed Sierra this, and she was like, that didn't look like Wolverine's son at all. But like his father, Daken's healing factor ensures his hand of hero cards is always full, plus his many claws can deal unpreventable damage to his foes. Possessed of superhuman tracking abilities, he can move directly to a location with a villain or henchman and attack them. That's pretty cool. With his pheromone control, he's able to cancel a henchman's BAM as long as he's alone with them in their location. Daken is still in the process of learning to be a hero, gaining heroic tokens for each damage he takes. There is his 3D piece. I like that he's an anti-hero, right? You can play with him as a hero or fight him as a villain. Let's see what his villain side is looking like. As a villain, Daken is a fearsome foe. His attacks are devastating and his healing factor ensures he recovers 1 health every villain turn as long as his card is kept face up. But don't think he's just brute force. He's a master manipulator who can turn the heroes against each other and bring back threat cards to ambush them. At the start of the game, he assigns the hero with the most attack symbols on their card as the hunted hero and targets them relentlessly. Above all else, Daken is trying to prove himself by challenging the heroes and being challenged by them. When a challenge is declared, Daken compares the top 3 cards of his hero deck to the cards in the hero's hand. That's pretty cool, like a duel. Whoever has the most attack symbols wins the challenge, moving the challenge tracker in their direction. Daken moves it twice if he defeats the hunted hero in a challenge. If Daken manages to move the tracker all the way in his direction, the heroes lose. That is a pretty cool, it's a pretty cool mechanic for him. Get to challenge him to a 1v1. to see who is the strongest. Okay, looks like that is it. So that is update number 22, the Son of Wolverine. All right, guys, moving on to update number 23, Painted Marvel stretch goals. So just at the top here, this is they had a week in review this entire week, and you can watch the video there. And let's see what else we got. The week in review happening today. This was on January 20th. They're looking at painted, more painted characters. Man, see, this is terrible. Why would y'all do this to me? Because now you only want me to get these painted. That's pretty cool. That's awesome right there. Black Knight looks amazing. I mean, all this stuff by, remember, these are painted by Big Child Creatives. Claw looks amazing. It's funny. It kind of looks like he's got underpants on. Shad. Who we got? Oh, I can't remember his name. Oh, I'm blanking on his name. I just did it on him. I'm blanking. Oh, it's embarrassing. Songbird. Wow, that looks beautiful. That's pretty cool right there. Titania. Hexiba. Absorbing Man. Wow, Absorbing Man looks really good. Look, they even put the detail of a beard on there. That's pretty cool. Cyborg Spider-Man. That is definitely the best. Abomination. Patriot. Crimson Dynamo. Oh, I forgot his name. M. Crossbones. Cypher. Oof. Man, that's a beautiful looking mini right there. Cypher. Okay, guys. So that is, I'm going to stop fawning over these painted minis here. So this is update 23, the Painted Marvels. Just a nice little teaser, you know, just trying to toy with your emotions here a little bit, CMON. Okay, moving on to update number 24, what it means to be inhuman. So this looks like a expansion, War of the Kings. Okay, I know some of these people right off the bat. Who we got? We got Black Bolt, Lockjaw, Medusa. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I'm blanking again. Doesn't it start with an M? Wonder Man? Is that Wonder Man? Vulcan. I think that's Vulcan. Let's see what we got. All right. War of the Kings, genetically mutated by the Terrigen Mist, the Inhumans are an offshoot of humanity gifted with extraordinary abilities. As their king, Black Bolt, sought to unite the Inhumans and the Kree to bring peace and stability to their races. Emperor Vulcan, I was right, of the Shi'ar Empire launched a treacherous assault led by Gladiator, Praetor of the Imperial Guard, igniting an all-out war with the Inhuman royal family. It's up to Inhumans to come together and put an end to the War of the Kings. All right, guys, so this is the War of the Kings Kickstarter exclusive expansion here. For $35. No, actually, I was wrong. That was Gladiator. I was wrong. That is Vulcan. That's Gladiator. So that's definitely not Wonder Man. Okay. War of the Kings. So you're getting Vulcan, Black Bolt, Medusa, Crystal. Okay, that's who that was. Lockjaw, Karnak, Triton, Gorgon, and Gladiator. That's who you'll get in this expansion. So for $35, brings the Inhumans into the fold. This royal group of superheroes will need to use the mutagenic properties of Terrigen Mist to its full potential in order to stop the onslaught of Emperor Vulcan. Terrigen Mist. Let's see what we got here. The mutagenic properties of Terrigen Mist are what give the Inhumans their special abilities through a process called Terrigenesis. When playing with Inhuman heroes, the 6 Terrigen Mist tokens must be shuffled and placed on each location face down. Most Inhumans heroes have a Terrigenesis? Am I saying that right? I hope I am. Starting hand card, which will allow them to reveal a Terrigen Mist token in their location and perform whatever action is displayed on the bottom of that token. Be warned that some of them may be empty. Okay, the heroes, Black Bolt. Let's see what we got about Black Bolt here. As the king of the Inhumans, Black Bolt's leadership is legendary, allowing him to distribute a couple of any action tokens he wishes among the heroes. By manipulating matter and energy, he can protect heroes in his locations or attack all enemies there. He's also able to generate a hypersonic scream that can lay waste to an enemy on the other side of the play area. Black Bolt has a strong bond with Medusa, his wife, allowing him to use a card she played at any point as a previous card in the storyline. Man, that's pretty cool. So there's some of his cards right there. A lot of move heroic, wild, distribute any 2 combination. Excuse me. Distribute any 2 combination of move, heroic, or punch tokens to the pool among any number of heroes, I'm guessing. That's pretty cool. Terrigenesis, as long as this card is face up in the storyline during your turn, you may reveal any Terrigen Mist token in your location. If you do, discard it to immediately perform the corresponding action. That's pretty cool. Here's his model right here. I'm not very familiar, but I know who Black Bolt is. Medusa. Not really sure. I mean, I've heard of her a bunch of times. You know, I played Marvel Snap and she was on that. But Medusa is the queen of the Inhumans with such influence that she can have another hero perform any action at a turn. Wow, that's pretty cool. Using trichokinesis. She can manipulate her hair, using it to defeat thugs or rescue civilians. Medusa has a strong bond with Black Bolt, her husband, allowing her to use a card he played at any point as the previous card in the storyline. She also has a close connection to the Fantastic Four, so if any of them are in play, she can use the actions of their Fantastic Four. Okay, so this is kind of cool how you have, so like I said, I think in the earlier update with the team decks of where you can combine heroes together and they have different actions, or no, I think it was the Starjammers. The Starjammers have a card that allowed them to get an extra action if other cards in the storyline are part of the Starjammers. And then I think I had said, like, I think it'd be cool if you start making more heroes with cards in their own personal decks that allow them to take extra actions or do something for somebody else, like in their team, which is pretty cool. So this looks like Black Bolt and Medusa are able to do that. There is the model for Medusa. Lockjaw, giant space bulldog. Gotta love that. Lockjaw is a giant bulldog capable of interdimensional teleportation. He used the ability not only to move to any location, but also to bring any other heroes along with him. He is also an excellent tracker, tracking down any hero, henchman, or villain he wants and fighting in their location. Move to any location. You may bring any heroes in your location with you. That's pretty cool. Then I feel punch, angry Lockjaw. Move to any location containing probably a hero, henchman, or villain and punch. Get a nice little move. There's the render of Lockjaw right there. That's cool. Crystal. Don't know anything about Crystal. Let's see. Crystal has the ability to manipulate the 4 elements, performing amazing feats with aerokinesis. She can move thugs, civilians, heroes, and villains in locations around her with geokinesis. She can place a seismic barrier token between locations, blocking the villain's movement with hydrokinesis. She can attack multiple enemies around her. With pyrokinesis, she can cause some serious burns on an enemy at range. Crystal also has a close connection to the Fantastic Four, so if any of them are in play, she can use the actions on her Fantastic Four card. That's pretty cool. Terrigenesis, oh, that's the same thing pretty much. Place a seismic token on your location and adjacent villain trying to move to that location. Probably seismic barrier must be the preceding location. Then I can't. I'm trying my best to read that. Relocate any number of civilians, heroes, and villains, maybe to your and adjacent location. I think it said right there. Where is it? Crystal also has a close connection to the Fantastic Four, so if any of them are placed, she can use the actions on their Fantastic Four card. So that's her. Those are some of her cards. That's going to be her seismic barrier token, and that is going to be her game piece right there. Pretty cool. You know, you got the water, you got the fire. So that's pretty cool there. Karnak Mander Azur. No clue who this is. Is a Magister of the Second Tower of Wisdom. He fought with the Fantastic Four, defeated a Super Skrull, and joined the Attilan royal family to rescue Black Bolt from the Skrull battleship Ryback. Alright. Karnak is gifted with Foresight, with a starting hand that allows him to look at the top cards of the Master Plan deck whenever he meets the villain. His precognition may also double the heroic symbols he used on the previous card in the storyline. Karnak is also a Master Martial Artist, doubling the attack symbols he gains from other heroes. That's pretty cool. Double each heroic on the previous hero card. Double each punch on the hero card. That's pretty cool. There's his render model right there. Gorgon. is a member of the Inhuman royal family, was subjected to Terrigen Mist as an infant. Gorgon's modified legs can generate powerful shockwaves when he stomps his hoof-like feet. He also possesses the ability to manipulate energy. He commands the Attilian militia. All right, Gorgon is an unstoppable force endowed with the enhanced Terrigen strength, which grants him attack tokens and multiplies their effect when used. His modified legs are also able to generate seismic shocks when he stomps the ground, affecting enemies in all adjacent locations. Punch. Basically brute force. There's his model there. Got a nice little club mace. I don't know if that's a mace. It's more like a club. But Triton is an human placed in the Terrigen Mist at a year old, giving him aquatic mutations like underwater breathing, aquatic vision, and superhuman. I was never really into the Inhumans, so I don't know a lot of these characters. This is my first time kind of seeing them. Triton's aquatic physiology allows him to place water tokens across half the location in the game, giving him an advantage in those places. Communing with water grants him free attacks, but also free wild actions if there's a water token in his location. These water locations can also be used as safe havens, allowing him to evade all damage when hiding underwater. So kind of like Shad, you get the water tokens as well. 3D render piece. Okay, so this is basically like another version of Shad. The anti-hero Gladiator. Kalark was a cadet on his native planet Strontia, the new Imperial Guard of Shi'ar Empire, who would include the finest warrior of each race of the Empire as his representative after they slayed the Council of Elders. Nice. Not nice, but interesting is what I meant. So as a hero, Gladiator is a mighty ally. The heat beams he projects can be as powerful as the number of cards he has in his hand. The fact that he has accelerated healing factor from a starting hand card ensures he keeps his hand filled even if taking a beating. Plus, his invulnerability protects him from crisis tokens as long as he can keep his hand full. Here's some of his cards. Heat beams perform as many punch in your location as the number of cards in your hand. Okay, that's pretty good. What is it? Invulnerability. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, ignore the first crisis token you probably received during each hero or villain fate turn, maybe. Let's see what he got as a villain. As a villain, Gladiator uses his position as a praetor of the Imperial Guard to attack the heroes across different locations and station Imperial Guards as elite thugs. The fight against Gladiator is a unique one as he cannot be damaged normally. Instead, once they have completed 2 missions, heroes may corner him and challenge him to a duel. When he bams, Gladiator will also challenge a hero in his location to a duel, during a duel. Gladiator reveals one by one the top 2 cards of his hero deck. 3 of his locations has a great confidence threat. When each card is revealed, the dueling hero must reveal cards from their hand with action symbols at the bottom that match. Okay, so that's pretty much like, oh man, we just reviewed him, and we just talked about it. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. They can duel. The Gladiator advances his duel track. If the hero is able to reveal cards matching the symbols of all Gladiator reveal cards, they win the duel and advance the hero's duel track. Daken. That's who it was, Daken. The first side to reach the end of the track wins the game. Okay, that is his model right there. And then the villain, Vulcan. Gabriel Summers. Gabe is the younger brother of Cyclops. What? Okay, and Havoc. He chose the name of Vulcan from a book on Roman mythology, became part of a team of X-Men. After learning of the devastation of Skrull feet on the takeover of Hala by the Inhumans, Vulcan launched a surprise attack on the Kree, now ruled by Black Bolt. Okay, Vulcan is a villain who is out to subjugate the heroes. Intimidating them so they don't use their superpowers or taking them out if they step out of line. When he attacks, it is just about as devastating as it gets. First, he deals damage to all heroes in his locations as well as both adjacent ones. Then, every hero who played a card with a special effect since the last villain turn must discard a card. As one would imagine, heroes will get KO'd left and right, and that's just what Vulcan wants, as he wins the game once he's dealt out enough KO tokens. As the Emperor of Shi'ar, Vulcan may be protected by his thugs, making it impossible to hit him. He may also manipulate the energy used by the heroes, healing himself whenever they play a card with a special effect. Vulcan's threats also help him suppress the hero's power, hurting anybody who attacks him or canceling their special effects. His wife, Deathbird, acts as his henchman, attacking heroes in multiple locations, and their never-ending love can bring her back into play if she's defeated. Man, it kind of sounds like a nightmare. His whole purpose is going to be to KO you. That's what it says. Locations. So here's some of the locations. Locations set to bring the heroes to exotic places all over the galaxy. You know, the Watcher Citadel, Tarnak 4, Tillin, Blue Area of the Moon. The legendary Watchtower Citadel gives players a glimpse of the future plans of the villain. Finally, heroes never know what to expect from the scroll capital of Tarnax 4, as it has an unpredictable mandatory end-of-turn effect. All civilians and thugs are flipped randomly, and the location ends up with the majority of thugs. The heroes take 1 damage. If it ends up with the majority of civilians, the hero draws 1 card. Interesting. Okay, guys, this is the War of Kings. As always, if you are interested in this, you can choose this on the optional buys, or I am sure there is going to be an all-in pledge in order to do this. My first initial thoughts on this is, again, like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the Inhumans. I'm kind of 50-50 on this, right? I think from one side of the fence, I'm not a big fan of the Inhumans, and a lot of these characters I'm not too familiar with. So this, for my interest of wanting to play some of these characters, it's not like this is a must-back for me. But on the other side, they do have the mechanics of, you know, Black Bolt and Medusa being able to work together and use some of those cards. But then they also kind of recycle some mechanics a little bit. You know, like Triton is basically a recycled mechanic from Shad, and Gladiator is kind of a recycled mechanic from Darnak. So it's I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I think I'm gonna wait to see what the all-in pledge, how much that is, and then make my decision on that. And that's kind of where I'm at for that. But look, if you like the Inhumans, you're gonna love this, and you're gonna go ahead and back it. So that was update number 24, what it means to be Inhuman. Okay, guys, looking at the last update we got today, feeling hot around the collar. We have been successful in hitting the 880k mark and unlocking Daken. We talked about the War of the Kings expansion, and our next stretch goal at 910k is Chamber. Jonathan Evan Starsmore. He looks familiar, sounds familiar. Let me see what we got. Was at a London nightclub when his mutant ability erupted an explosion of psionic energy. The blast tore a hole in his body from his mouth to his navel, destroying several of his major internal organs, including his heart and lungs. Jono survived through his body. He's been transformed into a chamber of volatile energy. Denied a normal existence, he was invited by Charles Xavier to join the reopened Massachusetts Academy as a member of the mutant trainees Generation X. Okay, that's where I knew him from, Generation X. I mean, he looks awesome. That's a nice model, by the way. Okay, the explosion of psionic energy that destroyed Chamber's mouth and chest is clearly a mutant power barely under his control. This biokinetic flame offers him great destructive power, though it often results in discarded civilians and injured teammates. Derived of a mouth, Chamber uses minor telepathy to communicate, allowing heroes to freely exchange action tokens among themselves. There's his model right there. And that's pretty much all we got on Chamber. It looks like an interesting character. Like, maybe looks like it's going to be, what do you say, great destructive power, though it often results in discarded civilians and injured teammates. So maybe he's going to be able to hit really, really hard or do a lot of damage, like maybe to his location and adjacent locations. But anybody in those locations are going to take damage and civilians will be discarded. Okay, guys, so this is update number 25, feeling hot around the collar. All right, guys, so that was update number 21 through 25. As always, I hope you are enjoying this content of the Marvel United Multiverse, just kind of catching up with me as the updates come out. As always, put a comment down there and let me know, are you going to do the optional buy of the War of the Kings Inhuman expansion? Do the Inhumans interest you? And then, as always, please leave a like and go ahead and comment, guys. As always, y'all have a great one. Bye.